Hi guys, it's Floss. Welcome back to another Flosstube video. In today's video, I will be doing a stitch with me on a new start actually. I mean, technically I should be starting this one on camera, but you know, there's a lot of adjusting, a lot of figuring out which angle and all that. So I ended up doing a little length of this green color on the Luca-S kit called Paris in Flowers. And there is a little story on why I started this, but let me start on this red. So the middle of the kit should be here. And I was contemplating whether I should start on the middle or all the way from the top left corner. Really struggling to figure out which part to start with, but then I decided just in case my gridding is horrible, I will just start from sort of the middle. Hence I started there. I really hate working upwards, so I have to sort of work downwards from somewhere. So this becomes my starting point. And it's not a bad thing because green, and now I can work with the red. So let me count first, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. So if you can hear some random noise of liquid getting sloshed around, it would have been JP painting on not the other side, but
the other side,
kind of next to me. And yeah, I just thought just in case I'm not entertaining enough, maybe he can fill in the blank a little bit.
I could say some jokes.
Maybe. Don't be too confident. So what to tell you? Oh yes, I need to tell you like how I decided to start a new one. So recently I am feeling very uninspired to stitch. It's almost as if like I stitch because I know I had to stitch. Well, this month I've been working on sort of multiple things, which is nice. Different from my previous months where like when I really had to push myself to work on something to get somewhere with the progress. But don't know, just felt a bit lost. Didn't feel super excited to work on things. And same with making videos, just not very eager to film and pretty much like dreading when it comes to filming, just not sure what to do, or like just overall feeling uninspired. I guess that's the only way to word it. Especially I know I was supposed to make this stitch with me maybe last week, but really didn't feel like it, so I just kept pushing it back. And then last night I was really sort of having a crisis because I was talking to JP, like, you know, I was feeling quite lost in terms of stitching. Like, what if I'm losing my stitching bug? That would be really bad. And then I couldn't sleep. Just constantly thinking about, oh, what do I do to get my stitching bug back? How do I feel inspired to stitch? And then I was thinking about all the whips, just which one to work on for my stitch with me. And just, I don't know, just not feeling like stitching on any of them, of the existing whips. And then eventually I had to get sort of wake JP up and just said, nah, I can't sleep. I just couldn't stop thinking, and he had to read to me for a little bit.
I had to read her a lovely bedtime story, which is The Witcher.
And then eventually, like, I started yawning. I pretty much started yawning, like, straight away.
You just need some good stories.
Possibly.
The Adventures of Geralt. Perfect bedtime.
And then, this morning, we actually had this doggy play date with Subi. You would have remembered from my previous stitching update talking about it. We looked after Subi for a night, and the dogs actually hit it off sort of after the night, and Rex and Rocket really were fond of Subi, so we organized this play date to see Subi again at their place, and it was set to be like 9:30. I don't know what was going on, but I literally woke up before 7 thinking, oh my god, we're gonna be late, and saw the clock. It was like 6:50. I was like, oh, why? So I really didn't sleep very well last night. But after I woke up, I just had this idea. Okay, this is what I'm gonna stitch. A new start. My Paris.
You had a stitching epiphany.
Epiphany. What's epiphany?
Like a sudden...
Like a realization.
Yeah. Suddenly come to a realization.
I suppose. Like, what's her name? Kylie? Kylie Jenner? Because I think a few years ago she had like an interview and she just kept saying, I just start realizing, everything is like realizing. Maybe that's my moment. I just kept realizing. So yeah, I decided to stitch on this. It's a very colorful kit and it's really big as well. I had a look. I think one of the things says how big it is, stitch count wise. Pretty sure I saw. You're hearing some crinkling noise. It is 333 by 240, and the size is 18.5 by 13.33 inches, or 47 by 34 centimeters on 18 count fabric. And this kit has 54 colors. So this is my first Luca-S kit, and they come in these things. I mean, it's kind of nice, but I don't like this bobbin-like situation. Gets quite messy, but I do appreciate getting the symbol straight away, so you just have to find the symbol rather than double checking, you know what I mean? So, oh, another good thing I guess is they have these holes, so if you do cut a length, you just pop it on the holes. And I was sorting out the threads, so I just cut a length and pop it on the hole straight away, so you can just use your needle to get one length. It's a bit messy looking, but you do what you have to do. So what do I want to tell you? Oh yes, this stitch with me, it's sort of like a bit of a, I guess, whining session, just telling you like how the last year has been so shitty for me, and how I was glad that I actually turned 30 finally. Oh, and speaking of turning 30, I thought about starting on the mermaid box by Chatterlane. At one point, I really was anxious to get everything sent to me so I can start it. But once I received it, I think the excitement's gone, or like the impulse to really started was gone. So I was like, I really didn't feel like it anymore. And I was a bit disappointed that, I couldn't start it straight away. But yeah, I really thought about it. I was like sort of trying to sort it out, the threads and all that, but just didn't feel motivated. But this one, in the morning when I decided to start it, I was quite happy about it.
She wouldn't go to sleep.
No, I couldn't go to sleep because I was trying to figure out what to do.
I was like, go back to sleep.
And then I woke up, and this is the decision I made.
And then the dogs woke up.
Yes. Yeah, because I was, wiggling around trying to see the time. I'm quite blind without my glasses. So I had to get really close to see the time. And the dog just woke up and Rocket started whining. Being a bit of a whiny dog as he is. Yeah, kind of. Where am I going? Here? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so it's been quite a challenging year for me and for JP as well, because, so much has happened. So pretty much ever since I turned 29, I just haven't really stopped being annoyed, disappointed, not depressed. I don't think I was depressed, but when just kept going through like sort of depressive episodes, I guess. So after I turned 29, we decided to start on the family planning health checkup. And then I found out, there was a cyst, and also I had what my mom and her siblings got, the polycystic kidney disease. And right now, there's no cure or there's no drugs for it, like at least in Australia. Apparently in America, there are some things, relatively new drugs, possibly started like a few years ago. But right now there's nothing. So you can only keep an eye on it, on how you're doing, what they look like, your kidney functions and all that. And you need to pay particular attention on your blood pressure. And when I found out, I was quite sad, because you always feel like you're healthy, and when you get asked, do you have any health conditions, you say no, but well, here I am, I do have something, and there's nothing I can do about it, really. Cysts, they just keep growing. Eventually they will go all over your kidneys, and your kidneys will sort of fail.
Complain?
Yeah, I guess. But hopefully the good thing is there's not much pain, and unless you have some weird growth that pricks anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of those like silent conditions. So I guess it could be worse. But the cyst, the ovarian cyst, needed attention because it was rather large. It wasn't like humongous, the biggest you ever saw, but it's still sizable. So after that, we decided, okay, well, we're gonna get a surgery organized. And then Amy started being sick, and we had to look after her, or trying to figure out what was going on, because she was getting more and more demanding, and we were just getting increasingly distressed as well. And turns out she had cancer, and that was sort of the end of Jan, I think we found out. And we had to you know, do what we had to do. Sort of 2 weeks later, and then it was my surgery. Took a while to recover, and that really was not fun because it made me feel very weak.
Yeah, and you thought you were just gonna bounce back. You were just like, oh
Well, because the way they said was like, you know,
simple, quick.
yeah, the recovery time would be fast, you know, a week, it's a small surgery, minimal risk, yada, yada, yada. So you thought, oh, maybe I wouldn't feel so bad. But I was. And because I checked online, they said, like the recovery time would be 4 days to like a
4
week.
days, jeez.
At 4 days, I was still napping. I could barely walk. So I don't know who decided 4 days was enough for a keyhole surgery. So went through that. I think I had to recover for quite a while, really, because I was feeling tired for a long time, I feel like. And then we got 2 new boys. It was good, like, because when Amy passed, it was very quiet, the household, almost like a dead silence. But it would have been tricky if Amy were still there, like when I had to recover, because yeah, we just wouldn't be able to really give her the attention and look after her properly, since, you know, I had to recover as well. So it sucked, but in hindsight, we were also glad that, you know, we sent her away when we did. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more complicated. And the recovery would be even harder because there's like the emotional distress as well, that component. But yeah, we had two boys. We had to get used to each other. What else happened? I feel like there was something else. That's not bad. That's a good thing.
Yeah, what else? We've got the dogs, went Darwin.
Oh yeah, and then we started like proper family planning.
No drinkies.
No alcohol. What we decided was, I mean, normally what people do is the female would stop drinking, but you know, the partner will be doing whatever, like life goes on,
Support and spirit.
sort of thing. Yeah, or like, oh,
support with spirits.
it sucks, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I can still do whatever I want. But JP and I sort of encourage him not to drink as well, which he obliged, because, you know, you need both genetic materials, and it makes no sense that only the egg should be away from alcohol, but the sperm would be fine in alcohol. It's quite selfish. So he stopped drinking too, and then a bit before my birthday, like a week and a half, I still haven't got my period. So then I did a pregnancy test and it was positive. So I was like, what are the chances? Like, the timing is just fantastic. So just in case, I did another one and it was still positive. So,
What did you do?
oh no, I lost the thread at the back.
You can never find it again?
Well, it will have to be.
Do I just have to start a new?
No, as in, then I can't tuck it away properly.
I thought you had to start a new project.
No. But that means I have to somehow make sure it gets tucked in later.
No, tucking.
Not tucking in dogs, unfortunately. Well, now I have to count again, or trying to figure out which one to go with. Okay, so let me choose a color and then I can keep complaining to you.
Captive audience.
You're stuck with me. Ooh, this one is a. Wait, let me figure this out. Okay, is it? One, two. This is the one. So it's a dark green. Yep. Yeah, so then I found out I was pregnant and I couldn't believe it. And that kind of explained why I was so tired. Normally I'm tired. Like, I'm just one of those people. Feel like I can never sleep enough. Always feeling so exhausted. Always whining about how exhausted I feel. And then I told my parents as well, which probably shouldn't have. Because when things go wrong, they get really worried. And there's nothing they can do. There's literally nothing they can do because they're so far away. But
in a country that they can't leave.
Yeah.
Easily.
Not yet, anyways. Oh, bless you. Jeez.
Sorry, audience.
And then, we literally weren't even happy for many days, and then I started spotting, and then I had to Google, and apparently spotting is normal. But then, instead of just spotting for a couple of days, so I started on Saturday, so literally 3 days after I found out I was pregnant, and then on Saturday I was still spotting, but it was not looking like it was gonna stop. And it was sort of getting a bit heavier as well. But I thought, oh, maybe, it's just one of those things that I might just have a bit of a heavier spotting episode. But then on Monday I went to work and it was really bleeding, full on, a period then, and I was feeling a bit faint as well, and there was not as much pain. There was a bit of a pain, and I just told work, are you okay?
You started sneezing.
I think I'm a bit sort of runny nose as well. Anyways, and then I left work after maybe 2 hours, left the person sort of confused, oh, what's going on? How come you just left like that? And then later on I told them what happened. So after I got home, I was really bleeding, and I thought I was gonna be really, really upset. But while I was at work, I was fine. Even when I was driving, I was fine. And it's when I started eating at home that I think the emotion side suddenly started hitting me. And then JP got home early just to, I guess, check up on me. And I did a pregnancy test and it was negative, so I knew it was gone. And by that time, so I think I booked a doctor's appointment just to do a pregnancy checkup, actually, at on the weekend as well, before all this happened. Actually, maybe when I was just starting to have spotting. And the doctor's actually doing part-time, and she's quite good, so she gets booked out really easily, and my appointment ended up being, the Thursday. So it was quite, I don't know, ironic? Can you say ironic? That a pregnancy checkup becomes
Yeah, I think that's ironic.
miscarriage checkup. And I was thinking when I got pregnant that the timing was just fantastic because, you know, it was just before my birthday. It's as if I got like a birthday present, and I always thought I would be a mum before 30, or like, you know, before 31 or something like that. So I thought, oh, it might have just worked out. And then this happened. It's like literally slapping me on the face. Yep. And like the doctor said, oh, it's actually quite common. Well, not common, but it's not uncommon. But I don't know, just you don't really hear people talk about it. It could be really common. It could be like 25-30%, or maybe even underreported. I don't know. But it's very rare that people would just, I guess, voluntarily talk about it. Maybe. But then you wouldn't ask either. So I wish people would be more open about it, so you don't feel like you're so alone, or you might have done something wrong that caused it to happen, because I did think like that for a bit. Well, it's just, I think it's naturally what you do. If something wrong or something went wrong, you would first think back to see whether you did anything wrong that caused it. You feel like it's all your fault first. But it could be. I will never know now. But I doubt it. Probably just naturally something just wasn't quite meant to be. Physiological wise, like something just didn't go properly. And it just disappears very quickly. Which was not a bad thing, because the longer it went on, the harder it would, you know, hit you, and there would be more damage and more to recover from. Okay, did I tap the tail? I'm just caressing the back. I don't know.
Whose back are you caressing?
My baby piece.
Stitches, you can see what she's caressing. What's she caressing?
Not you. So yeah, when this happened, like I was super emotional for a bit, and I had to, well, I didn't take off work too much. I possibly could have, I feel like. Then I wouldn't feel so tired for so long, but I felt bad. And it's not like I was really dying or anything, so I took one more day to, I guess, feel emotionally a bit more ready, and then just went back to work. I guess that's just what you do. You soldier on, you know? And I don't want work to think I'm like not making a big deal out of it, because it is a big deal, but I don't know. I guess you don't want it to be a big deal, really. But I guess, how do I say this? Just make sure when something happens, you really check up on each other, because it could be quite hard on the other person too. And you just gotta, I guess, ask the right questions. Sometimes, especially men, or some people that are a bit more I guess, unable to share their emotions and thoughts, you kind of have to prompt them. Doesn't mean they don't feel any grief. So yeah, communication is so important. That's how you get through things. Jeez, why is my nose so runny? I think I'm cold.
Probably. I mean, tonight's going to get down to 9 degrees. So.
And this like damn Australian weather. Oh, is it Victorian or is it Australian? I don't know.
Victoria, really.
Oh, because
I think everywhere else is quite warm.
because it's
Almost summer.
1 sec.
2 days.
Oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, it's supposed to be like quite warm already, but we stably get rain. That's all we get, really. And random, like, warm-ish days. It feels nothing like a summer. And now I am frogging. I think it's easier when I just pull the needle out.
It's easier to frog?
No. Frogging is the worst.
This is a well-known problem.
This is what problem?
Well-known problem that frogging is the worst.
Oh yeah. Now I have to, maybe I need this, I don't know. Oh, actually. What if like I destroy this threader first use? That would be like so bad. Man, this is the worst. I might actually, oh no, I didn't. Jeez. I've done that before, like, I think there was something that had this threader and I just destroyed it in one go. Or maybe like 2 tries. Okay, it's supposed to be here. So yeah, I gotta say, like I didn't know whether JP was keen on having kids before this, but I think he is. Maybe not keen is not like a good word to use, but he wants to, he does.
I surprise myself sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Well, it's like you never know what it's like until you experience it. So maybe you thought you didn't like something and then something happened to make you realize that you actually care. So if there was anything positive, at least, you know, we know what we want now. And we know it can happen, just gotta be a bit more careful, I guess. So now what we've decided was we would pause on this family planning thing for a little bit. And we plan to go on a trip to New Zealand in March. And that possibly would be the last trip we'll go on before having a kid. So we want to just have fun, you know, drink a little and get ourselves prepared again till we're ready. And I also feel like I need time to recover, really. Even though the doctor didn't really make a big deal out of it, and she said, if you want to, if you feel like you're ready, you can try straight away, even like, you know, sort of the next month after. But nah.
She didn't really say any kind of time limit. She just said whenever.
She just said it's like outdated information that you would have to wait for a month because it would be easy to have another miscarriage straight after, but now it's proven that it's incorrect. So you can if you wanted. But I think to go through something like that, or to have gone through a miscarriage,
Well, yeah, that's just
your
scientific.
body would have been taking a toll, so you should really look after it for a little bit until it's ready. Wouldn't want to rush it. Well, that's what I think anyway. So if you want to, you go ahead.
Get Russian.
It's another decision time. What to do? It's kind of chilly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should wear a jacket. I don't know. I think it's a bit annoying to have to look through 5 sets of color cards to find the symbol you need. Oh, is this the color? Interesting. Yeah, so now we're going to like a lime green. It's very green. Okay, so yeah, and this month we were pretty busy too. I will mention it when it's time to do my monthly update, but my ex-colleague, I mean, she just left the company like a month ago. Her boyfriend's actually a master chocolatier. Is that what you say?
Uh-huh.
And he has this like chocolate making class, and we did one this month. I didn't know what to expect. It was really fun, actually. I mean, I was not very good at it. I was making a mess. But JP really enjoyed it because he really loves chocolate. And I know, like, this guy is really passionate about making chocolate. But when he was talking about his life experience and what he's done, it's really impressive. It seems like he is just obsessed with chocolate. That's just his dream, which is cool. So after we did that chocolate course, we made 4 bars of chocolate each, even though I was really bad at it. The end result was fine.
It's a good course.
Yeah, the chocolate came out of the chocolate bar mold fine in one piece. Well, almost in one piece. Like one of my chocolates went like almost sort of broke a little bit. It was
Very edible though.
Yeah. It was probably the ganache one.
Yes. It
was too soft. So after that course, we enjoyed it so much. I saw he actually had a Christmas one. It's a new course. So you get to make some Christmas trees, chocolate Christmas trees. So we actually paid for that too, and it will be in 2 weeks. And I got my friend to join us too.
Well, she just wanted to hang out. I was like, well, why not make
Yeah.
chocolate? Here's a fun thing.
But the husband was not keen. So it's just the three of us having fun then.
Hopefully we can have his portion of chocolate.
He doesn't get to have any.
No chocolate for him.
Because he did not contribute.
It's hard work. You build up a sweat.
Yeah. What is the word?
Or do you want to keep that for your monthly update? Don't talk about it too much. Or you...
No, we can talk about a little bit. I mean, the monthly update, we can even show like a bit of pictures or something.
Yeah, photographer there.
Oh yeah. It was interesting because so the course is in Box Hill North actually, but and it's like pretty much like a Chinese suburb, and since we never go there, we decided, well, we get close to Box Hill, might as well have like Chinese breakfast. So we got there early, and while we were still getting there, my friend messaged me and was like, are you on your way? Did you dress up? I was like, no, just casual. And she's like, well, I just got notified that there was going to be someone there taking pictures and all that. I was like, thanks for the notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy is just helping the chocolate
Chocolatier, yeah.
Chocolatier.
Chocolatier,
Really?
yeah.
I don't know, I just don't remember now. Oh, I said master chocolatier.
Which is his real title.
Yes. So take some pictures or promotional materials.
We're on their website.
Yes, for like Instagram and all that. Which is necessary, you know.
And Farina looks very good.
Really?
Yeah, you look good.
Huh.
Good thing your casual is still very photogenic.
I think I did something wrong.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Stitches, what did she do?
But something is not quite right. Oh, wait. That's wrong. Where's my thing? What were we talking about again?
We're on a website.
Oh, yeah. I didn't actually check the website. I just saw the Instagram. I think it's this one. Okay, that's better. And speaking of which, just today, JP was asking me about splitting the channel. This might be a good news to you, I don't know. But before, he's never really mentioned the intention of sort of splitting this channel. So that might happen in the new year when we have a bit more time.
Yeah, it's gonna make some nice personalized logos.
I mean, we didn't know how much we want to make videos anyways, and how long we can keep this up for. So we didn't really want to put in so much effort to make 2 separate channels just to realize, you know, we only kept it up for like 6 months.
I also just didn't expect to be this successful. I didn't think we'd get this far, so I feel like as we have this far, we kind of owe it to our subscribers to give them more of what they want. Or at least only what they want. Apart from the very few people that I'm sure are into both.
Yeah, I think I only know one person that mentioned. So we haven't really, because we literally just talked about it like an hour ago, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we haven't really worked out the fine print or how we're gonna do it, or...
But Mummy and Daddy will still love each other.
Jeez.
Won't make it sound like a divorce. The fine print.
Dramatic much?
Custody. Who gets custody?
Well, it's because that means the logo will have to change. Well, yeah, the banner will have to change. Channel names will have to change.
Well, we wanted to update it anyway. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good excuse.
Yeah. But JP said I could keep this channel
Yes.
and he'll start a new one because emotionally I'm more fragile.
I just don't know if you can handle going from 0 again.
No. But that means I'll grow fast, right?
Well, yeah. But we grew fast because of your Lowry stand.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? But yeah, since that video, we actually learned so much. It's crazy. And I mean, just for myself, I'm still not comfortable in front of a camera, but according to JP, I sound a lot better. Just a bit more chill, I suppose.
Yeah, you're much better.
Once in a while, I can come up with a sentence without any pauses. Or saying Ooh, I really didn't expect this area to be as colorful as it is, but I think it's like around a plant or something. So yeah, there's a lot of colors. Maybe I think that's why I feel a bit bored of my projects at the moment, because they tend to be, I mean, they tend to be different color schemes, but sort of each project right now is like one color scheme. So right now with the countryside, I am stuck with like a lot of orangey brown. Spring will come, stuck with like white or cream for the moon. And bunnies, like a lot of sort of like a light brownish color. The Christmas like mitt is not too bad, but it's like really Christmassy and it's small, but I feel like I'm working on it, but it's just not getting done. And right now the coffee one, the coffee break, I am doing, what is it called? Cafe au lait or whatever. And you barely see a coffee in that one. It's literally just like the saucer and the cup. And it's very light pinkish, very blocky colors. It's quite boring. And what else? Victorian Elegance, you know, I was always sort of having a love-hate relationship with that one. Although recently I was thinking about beating it so I might do it during the week. What else? A good take. I just don't quite feel like working on that one yet. Because it is a sampler. I started it because it's a Greyhound sampler, but it's a sampler regardless, and I'm not.
You don't like samplers much?
No, not really.
Too simple?
It doesn't look like the real thing.
Like that's what I mean. They're usually the design is simplistic.
I suppose it's a bit cartoonish.
Yeah.
Just doesn't appeal to me, even though it has a special meaning behind it.
You're in hand.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for Amy. Is there something else I'm working on? Am I missing something? I think that's it. Is it? Yeah, so I feel like I just don't get my color fix. Which is a bit sad. But now I'm starting on this. It's another big one. Ugh. Now it'll be really hard to finish something unless I keep crunching on the Christmas one. I think that's all here. Maybe I'll do one more color. I don't think that's the end. Oh, what's that? Maybe do some black. Black would be quite therapeutic, right? Oh, it's not a black, it's like a very dark brown, I think. But yeah, I wonder if we do split the channel and I just have this couple of dabblers channel, well, this particular one to myself, whether there will be faster growth, because I think we are hitting...
We've grown pretty good already.
That's what JP thinks.
I think so, just despite being a weird channel.
Yeah, that's true. Guess you just... I'm sort of... I always have higher expectation, which is bad. I know. But it's hard to change. And I get disappointed really easily as well, which is not good for a content creator. So yeah, I hope... Well, let's say that. So right now we have combined channel, and if it's not growing very fast, you can blame the fact that it's a combined channel. But if, you know, you separate your channels and then you're still not growing very fast, then you have to really admit that you suck. That's essentially...
True. That's true. There's the danger.
There's no other excuse. Yeah. You can't say, oh, it's because of this. Oh, I'm sure I'm still doing a good job. No, you're not. People don't like you.
I mean, and if you don't wanna.
Nah, well, because it's possible that we're just deterring each other. Really. Because eventually you're gonna hit plateau of the number of people who can tolerate having two completely separate things at the same place.
Yeah, and sometimes I'd like to do like a little, you know, if some news comes out and maybe I'd do a quick video being like, oh wow, isn't this cool? But then I feel like such rapid fire videos coming out, that would definitely be annoying for stitching people.
So yeah, we're gonna need more time to figure that out.
For now, it'll be the same. I'll keep making my videos on here. I mean, the good thing is when I do start my own channel, even though it'll be 0 subscribers, it'll have like loads of videos on there.
I'm just gonna re-upload.
Over a period of time, but yeah.
Although, I wonder, because if you re-upload, it's exactly the same as the content from another channel. Would YouTube flag it?
Oh, I don't know.
Unless I private all the ones you can upload.
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe you just have to leave it there.
I think I've seen some channels like just create the playlist from the previous channel.
And linking to stuff from previous channel.
Yeah, I think so. That's possibly one way to do it. But yeah, we like what I said, we still have to figure this stuff out. So right now everything will still be at one spot. But yeah, it would be easier for me to keep this one considering I name my videos and all that. It will be a bit awkward if suddenly it becomes one again on the new channel.
Yeah, well, and I just put in my title, battle report number blah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna go to this color chart to make sure. So with Luca-S kits, you get the black and white chart. So this particular one had 8 pages, but you also have this colored 1-page chart. It's really hard to like see and mark off, but I think you can sort of gauge whether your color position is somewhat right. So that's kind of nice, I think, because previously I was just doing mostly dimensions kit. Well, I mean, I've done like both threads and design works, but they never have the same sort of configuration. Hey, what am I doing? Oh yeah, a bit confused. I want to say something as well. Oh, so yeah, the numbering system of this one is different as well. It's like in the 0 is actually the middle part, not from the top left. So I think that'll be 0, and that's 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. So yeah, like that. It's a bit confusing, but I guess it does help if you start from the middle, which is what they suggest you should do. Oh, recently we also had a Dungeons and Dragons finally.
Oh my god, so much
It
fun.
was so good. We
missed it.
missed it so much. We went pretty much like 5 hours straight. I thought we would have so much trouble remembering exactly what we had to do, but I think JP and I remembered a lot. The other guy was a bit confused.
Our Dungeon Master is also very good. He's just very forgiving.
Yeah. And I was pointing it out to JP as well. I feel like normally with money, like in the game, they normally weigh something, but he didn't even mention it. I think he was just being generous. Because then you have to worry about the capacity of your bag.
Encumbrance. How heavy you are.
Because right now we have so much stuff.
Well, I think as a Dungeon Master, you can choose how much or how little you want all that stuff to matter. Like, I remember he was mentioning, like, with arrows. Sometimes he's really key about it,
But I think what he said was he would keep track, maybe secretly, and you should too. But if you don't have any arrows, you didn't know, then you would be stuffed when he's like, should you have any arrows?
Yeah, and if you've got no way of saying yes or no, you would just be like, well, I guess you don't have any arrows now, do you? Which is a fun way of, it'd be like in the real situation where you go to your quiver and you think you've got another one and actually there's just air.
That would be funny. But it would suck in a combat situation and then you're stuffed. But yeah, so much fun. And we might be able to squeeze in another session around New Year's time. Oh, that would be so good. I wonder whether you can hear this dog. It's our neighbor's dog. She's like a tiny Jack Russell Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And she's an outside dog. She barks a lot. Sometimes in the middle of the night you'll just hear her bark. But lucky she's small, so her barks are not too loud. But still, when it's really quiet you can definitely hear it. She's cute though. Just not when she barks non-stop.
And it's worse for them.
Yeah.
They're right next to it. We fall asleep.
I mean, that's one good thing about greyhounds. They don't worry about barks too much, especially if they're used to it.
And they themselves will not bark very often.
Very rarely, very rarely.
We saw 3 other greyhounds today as well.
Oh yeah, it was very interesting because Subi is like this pale fawn color, and Rex and Rocket obviously are black, as you should well know.
You should probably say what fawn is, because really we didn't know until we were...
Fawn is like a golden color, but so a true fawn should be like a light gold, which is what Subi is pretty much. But a lot of the fawn you see commonly is like a reddish gold, almost not orange, but like an orange tinged gold. And then we saw 2 other greyhounds. Lo and behold, 2 black and a reddish tinged gold greyhound. Like, you can say it's pretty much exactly the same as us. It was very funny.
And we had a big greyhound hangout.
Yeah, and they all said hi to each other, had good pats.
Everyone got on.
Yeah. And one was a foster looking for forever home. He was so cute. And one, the orangey gold one from the other group, had like a happy tail. So a happy tail is when, you know, like greyhounds have long tails, but sometimes they wag so much they might hurt themselves. So then you'll have to cut the tail short. Normally you get to keep like half of the tail, but his was pretty much gone. There was like a tiny bit left, but he still wagged. It was very cute. Good boy. So yeah, Subi was the only girl there. We had like 5 boys. Eh? Yeah, 5 boys.
They're all boys, yes.
Kinda wanna... It don't matter. Just chuck it here. And that's it. I'll cut this one out. I think that's the end. Yep, I think I better stop it here. I'm not sure whether I'll keep stitching this one or not. Because it's so big, I put it on the 11 by 17 Q-snap, which means I can't really hold it in my hand. It has to be on the Lowry stand, but then that means I can't just stitch it on sofa watching Netflix. It gets a bit tricky when the project is big, so I'm not sure when I'll get back to it or whether I'll continue stitching it this... No, it's not evening anymore, tonight, because it's 10 o'clock. So next time when I see you, it will be my stitching update for November, and hopefully, if nothing else goes wrong, I should be filming it next week, even though next week we actually are going somewhere to a birthday party, like someone's
It's only in the middle of the day.
So we'll see. And until next time, happy stitching, take care, bye!
Bye!